everybody. It's Allison, stlprostretch.com. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Today's video is video number 3 for stretches for inflexible people. And I'm doing these in sets of 2, which I've explained before, because we're doing the target muscle and then the balancing muscle. So often if we have trouble with a stretch or if something doesn't feel good, it just feels awful. I mean, I always say when I'm working with clients, sometimes I get this look on their face as we're going through a stretch like they've just eaten like a moldy cheese sandwich. It's not good stretch. So usually we stop and I'll go to the balancing stretch and come back to it, and often it will feel better. And ideally we want all the stretches to feel good. So this balancing muscle thing can help a lot. So today we're going to do quad, lateral quad, and medial hamstring. This is a big one because a lot of people have tension in their quads and they only stretch their hamstrings. They really don't understand that the tension in their quads is leading to problems stretching their hamstring, which is what the whole balancing muscle system is about. So often, in order to get into our hamstrings, we need to stretch our quads because the quads aren't folding. They aren't able to fold so that we can actually stretch the hamstrings. Anyway, as usual, work within your range of motion. If something hurts, please stop doing it. And always move and resist. We're trying to work in an eccentric fashion so the muscle is contracting and lengthening while it's resisting. It's contracting against a force. Okay, so let's come down to the mat, and we're going to start with this lateral hamstring. And this is one of my favorite ones. It's just an easy one to do, and it's a double stretch, another double stretch, which is awesome. So I'm going to lie down. I've got my block underneath my head. I'm going to put my left foot out to the side in a 45 degree angle away from my body. Now, I would like to have at least a 90 degree bend in the knee. If you take it out too far, where we're going to be going in with this stretch so that it can torque the knee a little bit, so I'd rather have you at least 90 degree bend, or if you're really flexible, you can pull the heel in, and I'll demonstrate that in a minute. All right, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. I'm going to be pushing my right ankle into the left knee. I'm going to be pushing into it so that if my knee and my ankle, if they came unattached, my foot will go out like that. This knee is going to be pushing open. So I've got these two hooked, and they are going to be pressing into each other. Now that I've got that set up, they're pressing into each other. I'm going to rotate, let my right ankle win, and rotate the knee inward. And this may be just connective tissue that you feel here. That's fine. We want to try to minimize the hip popping up. It will pop up a little bit, but just try to keep your core engaged and keep it down if you can. And then now we're going to let the knee win. So the knee's going to open up out to the side until we feel a little stretch in the glute, the right glute. So actually this is strengthening, this is stretching the quad. You might feel it in your hip actually back here. Where you feel it, for this one in particular, this is a strange one. Wherever you feel it, it's okay as long as it feels good. You're going to feel it wherever you're tight. So you may actually feel this in the piriformis when you come in like this. And as you open up, who knows? You may feel it in these outer hamstrings. You could feel it in your medial glute medius. We don't know. I always feel it in my glute medius when I do this stretch, which is great because it's a hard muscle to stretch. So we're just moving in and out. Again, you flexible people, you can pull this heel in closer to you. That way when you rotate in, you're going to get a lot more of this quad stretch and open. And then after about 10 to 12, or I say 8 to 12 reps, that's always a good number. You can do more if you like. And then we're going to switch sides. A lot of people ask me, so right foot goes out to the side, 45 degrees. Left ankle crosses over. I'm pushing the left ankle into the knee. Knee is pushing open. Hooking, rotating the knee in and open. So as I was saying, a lot of people ask me, how much resistance do I give? Well, with some of these that we're doing with the strap and stuff, it's hard to give a lot of resistance. But when we get to the more advanced stuff, when you're using your hands and we're working arms against legs, you can give a lot of resistance. Some people prefer that. I have clients that prefer to give me a lot of resistance. I feel like they feel like they're getting more out of it, and they probably are. But I also have people that push so hard that they're really, really sore from it. And, we're trying to do this stuff to loosen up, not make yourselves too sore. But you can get sore from stretching. And usually, if you're really sore, the answer is stretch it again. The hair of the dog. You would have a really hard workout, and the next 2 days, you're just like, how do I get this soreness out of my body? Just do it again. Maybe a lighter version, but that's going to get that soreness out. Again, if you want to pull your this heel in closer to you, you can. It's going to give you a little more quad stretch. You want to try to keep this hip down. It will pop up a little bit, but just try to minimize it. And the more you do this stretch, the better that's going to get. I know when I started this, my hip was popping way up. I was terrible at this stretch. This is my worst stretch, I'd say, out of all of them. All right, and then we're going to take it next to the medial hamstring. So I think the last video I demonstrated what. So quad, to stretch it, we're going in, strength, kicking out, so in, out. On the other side of this lateral quad is your medial hamstring. So that's what we're going to go after next. So if that quad stretch just felt terrible for you, come do this medial hamstring and then go back to the quad and see if it feels any better. If your hamstring cramps on you, try doing medial hamstring, try doing this stretch first, and then try the quad. Okay, we're on it back again. I'm going to take this knee out to the side, just the opposite of what we did before. So before we were rotating the knee in like this, and now we're going to go out. So we're going to start here. I'm going to make the OK sign with my hand and hook it around my heel. I really only need my thumb. I don't really even need the rest of my hand, but you can hook the rest of your hand around if you like. And if you need help, why? Use a strap. I kind of feel like with this one, let's see, it's better to hook the strap around up near the ball, like right below the ball of the foot. That one, it just works better. Okay, so I'm going to kick the heel down toward the groin. My arm is going to be kind of resisting it, so I'm going to be slowing its movement down by pulling back with this strap. Heel is kicking toward the groin. I want you to keep kicking the heel toward the groin and let the arm win and open up. That's about as far as I can go with my knee close. Now, a lot of people in class, we take it open and then they want to extend the leg and go like that. Well, we're not, this kind of cheating. Kick the heel toward the groin and keep that knee where it is. We want it to be close to you. So you shouldn't be able to extend it all the way unless you're like a super bendy, like Gumby person. And there are those people out there, I understand that. But we want this muscle to keep contracting the whole time. And when you do this, it stops contracting and the quad contracts, and that's not what we want. So heel goes down and pull it open. If you want to, you take your right hand and put it on your inner thigh. You should feel that hamstring contract and fire. And if you can't, just keep working on it. If you don't need the strap, the hand is just hooked. I'm pushing my arm out, slowing the movement down, and then I'm letting my arm win. This is a lot more work for your arm, I would say, than the strap. So do whichever you prefer. If you like little rear shoulder work, you're going to get it with this one. You're going to get all kinds of shoulder work for this one. All right, and then switch sides. So again, my foot is out to the side. I'm going to loop around. All right. I'm going to kick the heel down. The arm's going to pull it back the other direction as it's kicking down. So it's contracting. This muscle is contracting the entire time. This is like isolating my medial hamstring. Medial hamstring is a strange little muscle. Supposedly, we use it when we run backwards, which not many of us do. It is one of those muscles that kind of can help balance out the lateral hamstring. So if you have a super tight lateral hamstring, this muscle should be helping out a little bit. And if you activate it by doing this type of stretching, you might just get it to start doing its job so the lateral hamstring doesn't have to do everything all the time. So if you've got a lot of IT band problems, you might want to work this muscle some. And if you work this muscle, then you also want to work the quad, which we just did. All right. My arm usually gets tired first with this one. It's a big arm workout for me. So if you're not using the strap, heel kicks down. I've just hooked my thumb and I'm going to push it open, down, and open. And then I'm always happy to feel that little muscle working. It's good. And then the other, the more advanced quad stretch, we probably won't get into that too much today because it's a kneeling one, and not everybody can get into it. Most people can. I've got a bunch of blankets, bolsters, pillows are good for this. I put them next to the chair. I'm going to put my knee on the blankets, and then I'm going to take my left foot out to the side. I'm going to flip my foot up onto the chair. And once I'm here, I already feel a super duper stretch. To make it a resistance stretch, I'm going to push my foot into the chair, keep pushing into the chair, and then back up. Do the opposite of sticking your butt out. So this is the more advanced version of the lateral quad stretch. This would be for people that, I've gotten people that are not very flexible into this pose before. We just put lots of padding and move it away from the chair. The farther you are away, the easier this is going to be. So just keep that in mind if you're trying for this one. But I'm pushing my foot into the chair the whole time as I move forward and back. So if you're having big time problems with your hamstrings and just not able to get into them, I would highly recommend trying to work more on your quads and see what that does for you. Please leave any questions or comments below, and I will see you next time. Happy stretching. Bye-bye.